This past weekend, Dose2Sel went down in France, and it had many talents from all across Europe come to compete in France. Notably attending as well was Icon, American Ryu main and Pride of Chicago, in France to attempt to invade Europe and take home a victory for the US of A. Would some of the hidden bosses of Europe be able to stop Icon, or would Dose2Sel be invaded by the Shoto Menace? Before we begin, click disclaimer that I am working off of limited VODs today. There are multiple streams and plenty of YouTube VODs, but it looks like only certain top 8 sets were put on stream. And important for our purposes today, one half of winner semifinals, one half of losers quarters finals, and to my actual shock and awe, winners finals all weren't streamed. I know, it sounds crazy. I kept thinking I was just missing it or that there was another stream, but no, they just weren't streamed. Combine this with the fact that we'll be doing play-by-play today, and we're in for a pretty interesting video today, dear viewers. Also, one more reminder before we begin that if you want to support me monetarily, you can do so with the links to my Patreon and channel memberships in the description below. Alright, let's get started. Let's start off by talking about losers 8ths, those sets being Draver versus Tarik, and unedited versus Longo. Let's start off with Draver versus Tarik. Tarik came into the event as a second seed, starting off the weekend by sweeping pools. That is, Tarik would have swept pools had Tarik not been upset in pools extremely early, losing 3-1 to Tony before making it out of pools with one more set win. In top 32 losers side, Tarik defeated Boppy 3-0, Bulgarian 3-0, and Keek 3-2, all culminating in a victory over Mezcal 3-1 in order to make top 8 losers side. Draver came into the event as the 9th seed, starting off the weekend by sweeping pools before going up and getting a very impressive 3-2 Game 5 win over Longo. With Longo upset, Draver went on to lose to Leon in winners quarters in a 3-1, dropping down into losers where Draver defeated Elfo 3-1 to make top 8 versus Tarik. Game 1 started off with an unfortunate early death from Tarik at only 50%, and as Draver kept up the pressure, Tarik found himself only able to even up the stocks at 91%. With a quick down-tilt up air, Draver took Tarik's stock at only 50% himself, proceeding to rack up the percents to even with uneven stocks. And with a missed tech from Tarik, Draver responded with an F-tilt, taking Game 1. Game 2 started off much better for Tarik, with Tarik racking on big damage, getting an edge guard for the first kill. As the percents progressed, Tarik did a great job keeping Draver in disadvantage, carrying him coast to coast, which eventually converted into another bear kill. On Draver's last stock, Tarik got an amazing read to close out Game 2 with a roll read up smash. In Game 3, Tarik lost the first stock in a reversal edge guard from Draver, but went on to get a stunning kill with water gun into F smash. On the last stocks, Tarik was down 94% to Draver's fresh stock, a bad position to be in for sure, proven by when Draver hit one more arrow into up air, taking Game 3. Game 4 saw Draver rack up Tarik to absurd percents first stock, finding the stray nair to close it out. Even though Draver missed an up beyond a stage to a seemingly clear punish, Tarik would miss the F smash, only to find the stock a bit later. Draver racked up Tarik's percent, not taking any hits in the meantime, and at such high percents, Draver found just one more fair, popping off and taking the set against Tarik 3-1, eliminating Tarik at 7th place, and moving on in bracket. Now we move on to our next set, Longo versus Andres FN. Andres FN came into the event as the 3rd seed, starting off the weekend by sweeping pools, going up into top 32, where Andres defeated Keek in a Game 5, who, yes, in case you've been keeping track, lost to Tarik and Andres FN, both in Game 5s for 13th. I'd be upset, personally. Anyways, Andres went up into quarters, losing to Icon 3-1 and dropping down into loser, defeating Kid to make top 8 losers side. Longo came into the event as the 8th seed, starting off the weekend by sweeping pools, going up into top 32 where Longo lost to Draver in a Game 5, which we talked about earlier. Now on losers, Longo defeated Eamon 3-0, Bach 3-2, and Oracle 3-0 to make top 8 losers side versus Andres FN. Game 1 saw both players get to extremely high percents before Andres took the first stock, only to be responded with Longo finding one of his own. The second stock started well until Longo had an unfortunate SD at only 90%. Longo knocked Andres off stage, and even though Andres got a good 60% combo, it wasn't enough to stop the long bear from taking the stock. Soon afterward though, Andres found the critical opening to close out Game 1. Game 2 started off with a dominant start from Andres FN, finding Longo's first stock at only around 50%. The lead did not let up, with Andres finding Longo's second stock sub 40% this time. Andres kept the combo pressure up, racking up even percentages, and with a double down tilt in the side B, Andres took Game 2, going up 2-0 over Longo. Game 3 started with Longo's first lead, getting a good spike early on in the game, but Andres FN was able to even up the stocks with a good down tilt side B at ledge, an early kill as far as Rob is concerned. Longo would find the lead once again, finding another long bear near ledge and quickly racking up a sizable lead. And with the JV2 to close it out, Longo would put their name on the board with the game. Game 4 saw Longo get a massive lead with an up air, going up an entire stock in Game 4, carrying that lead all the way to a game victory with yet another up air. It seemed as though Longo had figured out Andres' Tarik, but if that was the case, Andres FN knew exactly what they needed to do. Game 5 saw a switch to Ken from Andres FN, with Andres FN getting a massive lead, taking Longo's first stock, and then his second stock, all without losing one of his own. And with a lead that big, there wasn't much Longo could do, getting 3 stocked and ending with a spike to take the Game 5 set victory over Longo, eliminating Longo at 7th place and moving on in bracket. Now we move up into winners semifinals, which means it's time for the bad news. Our winners semifinal sets are Leon versus Rocqhor and Icon versus Bill. Let's take a look at Icon versus Bill because I've got bad news regarding this set. Icon came into the event as the 6th seed, starting off the weekend by sweeping pools flawlessly, before defeating Bulgarian 3-0 and Andres FN 3-1 to make winners semis. Bill came into the event as the 23rd seed, an amazing SPR. Bill started off the weekend by making it through pools, albeit with some close calls. Bill then went up and defeated Elfo 3-0, as well as defeating Phoenix 3-0 to make winners semifinals versus Icon. And here's the bad news. This set wasn't streamed, with Icon defeating Bill in a 3-0 to make winners finals and sending Bill down to fight Draver in losers quarters. But, dear viewers, the bad news isn't done. That's right, you remember how I mentioned that there was a losers quarters set that wasn't streamed? Yeah, it was this one. I don't know what the TOs had against Bill, man. Bill doesn't have a single stream set that I could find and is our only top 8 finisher with no VODs, getting the shortest end of the shortest stick I've ever seen. And you might say, oh, Rister, they probably did stream it and you just missed it again like you always do because you always make so many mistakes. Well, not this time, weirdly rude viewer, because they almost streamed Bill versus Draver on the main stream only to have it cut them off mid-game 1 and instead stream a different set. I'm not kidding, I cannot make this up. I don't know what happened, and I know being a TO is a hard job, but I'm just saying, if I got 5th place at a tourney like this and was the only top 8 finisher with no VODs, I'd be pissed out of my mind. Anyways, with Bill out at 5th place, we now move on to take a look at Leon versus Rocqhor. Leon came into the event as the 1st seed, starting off the weekend by sweeping pools, going up in top 32 and defeating Black 3-2 and Draver 3-1 to make top 8. Rocqhor came into the event as the 5th seed, starting off the weekend by sweeping pools before going up and defeating Jin 3-1 in top 32, as well as defeating Mezcal in a Game 5 set to make top 8 versus Leon. Game 1 was not streamed. Listen, I don't know what happened, but the VOD starts at Game 2, okay? Anyways, Game 2 saw Leon get a great roll read kill on Rocqhor's 2nd stock, only for Rocqhor to respond and turn quickly, evening up the game, which ended in the classic Sora Nair 1-2 up smash. Headed into Game 3, Rocqhor juggled Leon with up smashes to take the first stock off of Leon, quickly racking up more percent, although a down smash from Leon evened up the stocks. Rocqhor wasn't done with Leon though and kept a lead up with oppressive advantage, and even Leon taking stocks of his own wasn't enough to prevent Rocqhor from taking the set 3-0, moving into winners finals and sending Leon to fight Andres FN. And now it's time for some more bad news. Winners finals wasn't streamed. I know. We've got some serious production problems here at Dose2Sel. But either way, Icon defeated Rocqhor in winners finals, moving into Grand's winners side and sending Rocqhor down into losers finals. Now we head over to losers quarters, Leon versus Andres FN, to check out that set. Game 1 started off with Leon getting the early lead with a deep edgeguard, and it wasn't long before Andres FN lost their next stock, with Leon going up in a huge lead. Leon would carry that lead and advantage all the way to a game victory, taking Game 1 over Andres FN. Game 2 started off with a huge aggressive start from Andres FN, and Leon losing his first stock before the first 20 seconds were even over. But not to be outdone, Leon kept up a massive edgeguard, getting counter after counter until the game was dead even. However, it would be Andres FN who found the critical opening to close out Game 2 for himself. Game 3 started similarly, with Andres FN getting an aggressive first kill before the first 20 seconds were up. And with such a massive lead, Andres FN was able to keep the pressure up all the way to a game victory in Game 3. Game 4 saw Leon take the first stock for the first time in the past few games. Andres evened up the stocks with dash attack, but with such a huge deficit, it looked difficult to even up the game. That was until, however, Andres found a critical opening with the help of go moves, and even with a huge deficit in percent, all it took was one key Buster Wolf, and Andres FN took the game in the set from Leon, eliminating Leon at 5th place, and allowing Andres FN to move on into loser semifinals versus Draver, who had just defeated Bill off stream. Game 1 started off with Andres getting the early lead, killing Draver at only 66%. Andres continued that lead into the second stock, punishing a whiff dash attack with up smash, and quickly wrapping up the game with a stylish spike. Game 2 saw Draver take a lead in the second stocks with a reverse boomerang hit into up smash, only for the game to be evened up shortly afterward. In the end, it was unedited who would take the game off of Draver, going up 2-0 with yet another spike. In Game 3, we saw Andres hit yet another spike on Draver's second stock, going up in a huge lead and continuing the pressure. And with the classic jab jab power dunk, unedited took the set 3-0 and eliminated Draver at 4th place, moving on to fight Rocqhor in losers finals. Game 1 saw Rocqhor go deep off stage in order to edgeguard unedited with the fair, racking up a decent lead, which unedited evened up, but that wasn't enough to stop Rocqhor from taking the next stock. But with a quick kill confirm, unedited evened up the game yet again. In a deficit, Rocqhor started a massive loop combo to even the percent, sending Andres off stage and getting a counter to take Game 1. Game 2 saw Rocqhor start off in the lead with the classic Nair 1-2 up smash kill confirm. Rocqhor kept up the massive lead until Andres was able to finally find the kill, only to be killed himself moments later. Rocqhor was up an entire stock, a lead he carried all the way to a game win to go up 2-0 over unedited. In Game 3, we saw unedited switch to Ken, a tactic that worked wonders in his set against Longo, and it seemed to be the right call with unedited taking the first stock off of Rocqhor, even finding a criminally early kill on Rocqhor's second stock. But with the charge up smash out of Blizzaga, Rocqhor evened up the game. Rocqhor got a small percent lead, expanding it massively to nearly a 100% lead. With up smash nearly killing, Rocqhor just needed one more critical opening, which he found in the form of an up air, taking the set 3-0 and eliminating unedited at 3rd place, going back up into Grands to face off against Icon, the man who sent Rocqhor into losers in the first place. Even though Rocqhor was from Morocco, not France, he was now Europe's last hope to stand against the American hero, Icon. Game 1 saw Icon start off strongly with a good kill on Rocqhor at relatively early percents. Icon kept the lead going, getting a spike off the side on Rocqhor's second stock, getting a huge lead. Carrying that lead, Icon ended Game 1 with an up-B out of shield. Game 2 saw Rocqhor be the one to take the first lead, getting an up-B kill on Icon. Once Icon took Rocqhor's first stock, Icon was at 100% already to Rocqhor's fresh stock, a seemingly bad position until Icon got a focus attack and converted it into an up-B kill off the top at early percents, a huge moment for Icon in this Game 2 and indeed the set. Icon took this momentum change and ran with it, racking up lots of percent onto Rocqhor until Icon got the kill with a side B, going up 2-0 versus Rocqhor, much to the dismay of all of Europe. Game 3 saw Rocqhor switch to Greninja, his old main before Sora and his now secondary. And Rocqhor started off Game 3 well, racking up a sizable lead until Icon responded with a focus attack and another early kill. However, after lots of back and forth, the game found itself at even footing, with Rocqhor opening up the last stock with a good combo. And at even percents, Rocqhor found a down tilt in the up smash, putting his name on the board with a game and bringing the set to a Game 4. Running it right back, we opened Game 4 quite differently, with Icon being the one to open with a strong combo, converting it into a kill at only 42%. Icon kept this lead until Rocqhor made a good combo to Icon, effectively evening up the game. That was until Icon found a down tilt in the side B, taking Rocqhor's second stock. Rocqhor would find the up smash to even the stocks, but at 71% it wasn't looking the best. Icon pressed the advantage until finding a short Yukin to take the game and the set, defeating Rocqhor 3-1, eliminating him at 2nd place, and becoming your champion of Dose2Sel 2023. That's going to be it for today's video. Real quick before I go, shout out to my patrons Seth Laster and Farscroll333, as well as my YouTube members Storm Chorper, Logo Soko, Mattoon, Robopoke, and my Tier 2 member Mike G. If you want to support me using these methods, links below. Tomorrow I'm going to be releasing a pre-GOML 2023 analysis, and it will feature some friends who you all might be familiar with. If you're excited for that, let me know down below. Until then, I've been Mr. Mice, and thank you all so much for watching.